Hello everybody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Yes, we do have audio. Excellent. So, what have I been up to while I have been away? Or between streams? Well, first off, one of the things I've been up to is I have been rigging this thing up. Hey, Electrified, I thought you should be in bed by now. You're in Australia. Isn't it like, 1 o'clock in the morning on, the middle of summer for you? So, one thing I did was I made a lithium-ion battery. It wasn't massively hard to make. It was just a little bit of a pain in the backside. I also finished making off the fusion core batteries. Fusion coil magnets, sorry. So, we've burnt through all of this nuke fuel, which is excellent. It's only 10 PM. Oh. Weird. So I've been setting up a bunch of systems, trying to get as much ready for, well, everything as possible. I managed to make some Californium RTGs, which produce 400 RF a tick. So they are producing me a nice big wodge of power just in here at the moment. It's 11:15 for you. Oh, it's even later for silver. That means silver must also be Australian, but must be more Australian than Electrified. Now time for 5 minutes of MP loading. I think I'll try and lurk in the droid stream. Yeah, you're more than welcome to lurk. So, one of the things with nuclear craft is just getting to the RTGs, in my opinion. Like, RTGs are overpowered as hell, personally. But today we're going to be looking at actually setting up the liquid reactor. That's why I created this lithium cell. This lithium cell does 64 million RF. 64 million RF is enough to run the batteries for 128 seconds. And I'm kind of hoping that 128 seconds is less time than it takes for the liquid fusion reactor to actually kick in. Because if it takes more than 128 seconds to kick in, like, my battery's going to die and all the magnets are going to fail. And the whole thing's just going to insta-fail. So, now we need to find a place to put the fusion reactor. Now, I think what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to go down my staircase. And I'm probably going to have a place for my fusion reactor down here. So if I do basically a reasonably large area down here. Hey, Pi, welcome to the stream. We can just quickly buzz out this section of the map. Shows you how many resources I have that I just don't care anymore. It's like, oh, there's coal, whatever. Hey, Cellnex, welcome to the stream. So yeah, I know that this particular thing I'm making at the moment is not going to be the safest thing in the world. Hey, Nomad Fools, welcome to the stream. So we're going to be making the fusion reactor. Oh, that's the vertical tunnel I dug for my Grains of Infinity mine. Memorial to your deaths. Electrified is currently having a building competition to do with video, or to do with gaming. It didn't say video games. It did say video games and gaming. So I was thinking maybe like doing a tabletop RPG world. Like doing a build of just a giant table covered in Doritos and Mountain Dew. Because Doritos and Mountain Dew aren't exclusively the purview of video gamers. It's like a giant tabletop table with character sheets and all sorts of other silly things. Is your death count still the highest? Number of deaths. Oh, by a long shot. Psycho's finished the pack with less deaths than I have. That's kind of impressive. Although, admittedly, I will point this out. 4 of my deaths are not my deaths. 4 of my deaths belong to other people. Because 4 of my deaths come from the fact that I was helping other people do stuff. And died while helping them. So, totally not my deaths. Totally belong to other people. Hey, that one guy. Welcome to the stream. By the way, because of copyright issues, I'm not playing music on my streams. You're more than welcome to listen to music while I am streaming. I'm actually listening to music myself. Thanks to the miracles of having these and these at the same time. So I have a headset and headphones on at the same time. Need more head? That's normally what guys say, Rosa, not girls. And bloop. Okay, so we need to set up our liquid fusion reactor in here. And then we need to make the fusion for it. So we need our fusion magnets, our fusion connectors, and our fusion core. So our fusion core is going to go in the center of this area, and this area is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Damn it! It doesn't have a center if it's 12. Hopped over to Twitch. Awesome! We have most of our guys over on Twitch at the moment. Which is a good thing. I like having people over on Twitch. So, that makes that 13. How wide is it this way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13. And then bloop, 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 bloop. Lovely. So we now have a 13 by 13, which means we need 3, 6, 7 by 3, 6, 7. There's our center core. So this is our nuclear fusion core. Power Z reactor. I need to make the liquid fuel for the reactor first, but I just want to get the reactor built in so that we can see what's going on. Now, each of these coils, as it says, requires 200 RF per tick to stay active. Now, the problem with that is I don't currently have any anywhere near the 26,000 RF per tick I need to run this many magnets. I can sing on your stream as music. I don't really want to deafen my viewers, Pi. As much as I'm sure you have a wonderful singing voice, I don't really want to deafen my viewers. Now, one of the interesting things about the fusion reactor is you can actually make this coil around the outside any size you want. It just increases the reaction speed and increases the amount of power you produce. But you can actually make it like... I think the max size is actually like a 37 by 37 reactor coil, which is a bit crazy. Stop jumping. So, we're going to build a small reactor. In fact, this is, I believe, the smallest you can, because I think you need at least one fusion connector. I'm pretty sure you can't build it without one fusion connector. So I think this is literally the smallest reactor we can build. Works best if you keep it inside one chunk. Ooh, that's a question. Chunk borders. Oh, smeg. I was close. Actually, no, I was nowhere near close. There's the center of a chunk. I could move it that way until it's inside one chunk. Because if I move it into this chunk is still chunk loaded. Ah, go on. So, with the reactor, you will need a source of radioactive materials. Yes, you do. You do need a source of radioactive materials if you're going to use the reactor. That is correct. In this case, we're going to be using a kind of liquid reactant. We're going to be using probably boron 11. And we'll do that one, and that one. And we're just going to par out this particular chunk. And we'll keep it all nice and tightly packed within one chunk. Because as Electrophene pointed out, this mod pack does work better if you keep it in one chunk. Which I already knew. I did know this mod pack works better if you keep it in one chunk. It just completely slipped my mind as I was sort of buzzing around doing things. But yeah, I should probably keep it inside that one chunk. And the other thing we're going to need to do is run power to all of our, like, machines. Which is going to be fun. Hey, Reaper. Welcome to the stream. I could play NCS music. The problem is not all NCS music is actually NCS. I've had issues in the past with music that has declared itself NCS as NCS actually not being NCS music. It's really frustrating when stuff like that happens. Oh, shiz. This is right on the edge of the mountain, apparently. That's fine. Hopefully this whole chunk is inside the mountain. Because I do need to give myself a little bit more ceiling space for piping and things like that. Okay, we're going to have to throw down a little bit of rock just to seal us in. That's fine. A little bit of stone to seal us in is not a big deal. Every single video on that page has a music download. That is true. Every single video on the page does have a music download. But again, it's a case of, like, here's the thing. I could play music on my stream. But not everyone enjoys NCS stuff. Not everyone enjoys NCS music. So what I could do is I could play NCS music and I could make everyone who watches stream listen to NCS music. Where is my fusion core? Where's my fusion core gone? Oh, it's in there. That was weird. Sure, I didn't put the fusion core away. Or, if someone wanted to listen to NCS music, they could just put on NCS music while they're watching stream. So, now, it's not going to be in the exact middle, but it's 16 across, so half of 16 is 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, yeah. That's roughly the center. And now we can build up our core. I mean, I know personally I've turned off streamers because the music on their stream was either not balanced properly or just not music I enjoyed. It's one of the reasons I stream on YouTube and Twitch is to give people choices. We have horrible Minecraft. The horrible Minecraft music shouldn't be that loud. I mean, Right, fine. 1 second, guys. NCS. NCS, not copyright sound. Okay. You. And that's another problem, is the blinking adverts on YouTube.
These mortals have awakened the gods of old. We rise from our slumber to reveal our true power. Focus fire.
And we're going to finish the rings round the outside, which shouldn't take long. And that will put our reactor into place. Then we have to cable up the reactor. And cabling up the reactor is going to be the main sort of... Hey, Grappas, welcome to the stream. So, there we go. Let's buzz this around in a circle and get this guy up and running. There we go. That's a full reactor coil. So now what we have to do is we have to rig power cables for this. So, conduits, power conduits. So what I need to do is I need to basically rig power conduits all the way around here. Like this. Like that. Then I need to rig power conduits coming up and out. And then rig power conduits basically doing the same thing going around the outside like this. Because I need to power every single one of these batteries. Which means I need to make more power conduits. Luckily, I did remember that I was going to have to do this, and I did rig up some... I did make some vibrant metal between streams. Right. Hopefully this will be self-sustaining once I get it started up. Once I get it started up, hopefully this will be self-sustaining. Now, to get it started, I'm going to need 2 kinds of fuel. Hydrogen and liquid hydrogen. So hydrogen and hydrogen. That will produce us with deuterium. I could use deuterium and hydrogen, and that produces helium. Tritium would produce us helium and neutron fluid. The thing we want is this neutron fluid. That's what we want. In reality, the power that's going to be coming off this, I don't care about. It's just this neutron fluid. Now, if we look over on, I think it's the last page of recipes, boron and lithium 6 and boron 11 and lithium 7. So boron 11 and the 2 variants of lithium each give us 20 millibuckets of neutron fuel per double ingot. That, I think, is the most efficient form of getting neutron fluid. Is either lithium 7, boron 11, or boron 11 and boron 11. These are the ways of getting the most neutron fluid. So what we need to do is we need to look into how we're going to get that, and we also need to put down torches, because we obviously need more torches to stop things from becoming problematic. We do not want a creeper spawning in here. We do not want a creeper spawning in here in the slightest. Creepers are a bad idea in this area. Although it is chunk loaded, it's actually chunk claimed, so actually it's not that bad. Or shouldn't be that bad. So, now it should say that I do have... no, it should say I haven't formed the multi-block yet. Oh no, it actually says I've formed the multi-block, it just says they're not powered. Good. That's excellent. So now we have to look at getting that fuel together. That's our next objective, is getting the liquid boron 10 and boron 11. So if we have a look at boron 10, or boron 11. So to get boron 11, we're going to need to melt down chunks of boron 11 or centrifuge up molten boron. And molten boron is just melting down boron ingots or boron ore. Now the question is, if we put a boron ingot through the processor and get boron 11, that's going to give us 1 ingot of boron 11. However, if we put a boron ingot through here, that's going to give us 1 ingot of boron 11. Okay, so either way around, it's 1 ingot of boron 11. That's fine. So we need a melter. I think we have a melter. Do we have a melter anywhere in here? Manufactory, rock crusher, alloy furnace. Do I have a melter? I think I have a melter. Melter! Yay! Excellent. So we do have a melter. That's wonderful. I'll just run some power cables off you. No. There we go. You can come out this way. Melter. And then we're going to need to start isotope separating some boron. So let's have a look what boron we have at the moment. We have a lot of ferroboron, but not many boron ingots. So we can grab our vibrant alloy balls. We don't have any vibrant alloy grinding balls. In fact, we don't have any vibrant alloy left. That's fine. We'll just crush up the boron anyway. So we're going to make this into boron ingots. And then we're going to melt down the boron into liquid boron so that we can use it for fuel for our reactor. Let's put all... I wonder what happens if we put all 32 in here. It uses 5,000 RF per tick, but it certainly melts down boron quick. Boron 10, less effective than the other borons that we've got. Now, the other thing we're doing quest-wise at the moment is we're doing the fluid and we're doing the digital cargo at the moment. And if we look up 64K drives, we've got 28 of the 64K drives at the moment. Now, I wonder what it is that is currently limiting us. I think it might be redstone alloy. So let's have a look. Storage. Okay, so if we have a look at the 1K storage drives, where are we? Ah, it was the processors we hadn't made. Yes. So if I buzz over here, I do have a chest full of these processors that I was making. There we go. And okie dokie Reaper, thank you very much for popping into the stream. Now we can make a bunch of these. We're out of basic capacitors, but the main thing we're missing with basic capacitors is grains, and we've got 100 stacks of grains now because I set this machine up and set it going, and it made me 100 stacks of grains. Hey, Topias, welcome to the stream. Now we're out of gold nuggets, so we can just buzz up a whole bunch of gold nuggets, and then buzz up a whole bunch of these. We're out of copper electron tubes. That's fine. The other thing I want to do is set up a screen that tells me how full my storage is as well. Just came back from school. Awesome. I hope school is treating you well. There we go. We are now out of redstone alloy. But that's fine. And we can up to 4K storage drives. What are we missing? We're missing quartz glass. If we look up nether quartz, we should have a bunch of nether quartz. We don't have any nether quartz dust. Weird, but okay. And then we've got a bunch of boron dust to smelt up in our alloy smelter. And then we can isotope separate it down to get boron. And this is just the sequence we're going to be doing for a little while. In the meantime, we want to make a nice big tank. Nice glasses. Thank you very much. So tank-wise, we're probably going to use and probably this afternoon or this evening, I might be doing another Final Fantasy stream, by the way, guys. I was avoiding doing a Final Fantasy stream. Just because of the copyright claims and things, but there seems to be a reasonable demand for Final Fantasy streams. So, you know what? I can put up with not making any profit from Final Fantasy. So, let's throw our boron 11 in there. Smelt that down. I've had these glasses for about 3-4 years now. And there we go. We're just slowly starting to get boron 10, boron 11 into there. Primarily because, like, when I'm sitting at a desk with my computer, I don't really need glasses because the computer's close enough to the desk that it doesn't really matter. Now, boron 10 liquid can be used, I think, in the fusion reactor, can't it? Fusion. If we look up uses of U, I'm pretty sure like boron 11 and boron 10 can be used together. Pretty sure boron 10 does have a use in here somewhere. Does it not? So what is the use of liquid boron 10? Make boron 10 isotope. We can make tritium and helium if we combine it with neutron fluid. Diborane and molten boron arsenide. Or we can mix it with boron 11. Okay, so it doesn't really seem to have a use, actually. That's fine. I'll just get a bunch of boron 10 then. Is there any use for big boron 10? No, it just melts down into boron 10. Fair enough. And we're just going to grab just a ton of boron 10 liquid. Because we need 4 buckets of neutron fluid. And we get 20 millibuckets per ingot of boron 11. So we need 200 ingots of boron 11. 200 ingots worth of boron 11. Weather update went to Greg's. Give me Greg's. I desireth the tasty Greg's. And once we get boron 11, we're then going to start working on lithium. Now, in the meantime, storage-wise, we are grinding up nether quartz. And we're doing that so that we can make nether quartz glass. Because if we look up recipe for these guys, recipe for this, it wants us to use Certus quartz, but we can use nether quartz instead. And we also need to make some more glass as well. That's fine. So... And we're now out of calculation processors. Oh! That's a surprise. Let's grind up some Certus quartz as well. Because we need to make pure Certus quartz to make calculation processors. So we're on the way to using that specifically. And we're just throwing in a bunch of these. I wish there was a way you could read how much was in here. I wonder if you right-click it with a bare hand, does it tell you? Oh, it does. We've got 12 buckets. And we're looking for 200 ingots. 200 ingots worth would be 144 times 200, which is 2.5 buckets? No, 20.5 buckets. So we want like 28 buckets of Hello? You stopped melting for some reason. Hey, Hugh. Welcome to the stream. Yes, I see the pun in your name. No, I'm not going to read your name. Let's just get that out of the way immediately. Yes, Hugh, welcome. Very funny. Lardy lardy hardy hardy ha. Your degree of amusement is so high, I can barely keep my sides from splitting. And goodbye, you two. Thank you very much for turning up on the stream. You can both get banned now. Bye-zy bye. I have no patience with people like that. People who come in with those names that are just trying to get you to say or do something rude or stuff like that. It's just like, if you actually had a brain, you would be more interesting. And we need our crystal growth chamber. Lovely. And we're going to pop down our crystal growth chamber here. Now, the other thing we need to do is get some more fuel for this guy, because we don't actually have any fuel in there at the moment. So, at nuclear craft, what have we got? We've got some curium fuel. We could make ourselves a curium pellet. Excellent. And what else have we got? We haven't quite got enough berkelium to make something. We can make some americium fuel. And we've got a bunch of like tiny bits that we can put together. We can also make ourselves some basic uranium fuel. Nope, not that one. We want the one with... Oh! Oh, we don't have any of... Do we not have any of the... Yeah, we do. Oh yeah, we have plenty of the uranium-based stuff. There we go. So we've got a few fuels that we can stick in here now, and that will give reactor power. And none of these produce enough heat to be worried about. Like the HEU fuel with 300 heat is the highest. Hey Barrett, welcome to the stream. Yay, Roblox. Nearly Roblox. Almost Roblox. So we are... I wonder, like, Barrett, maybe you can answer this for me. Why do people seem sometimes surprised when they come on a stream and see a streamer playing a particular game? It kind of confuses me because, like, my stream has in the title of the stream, like, the name of what I'm streaming. And it also is put in the section of Twitch dedicated to that particular game. And what caps did you spam? Hey, 360 scope. Sorry that Nightbot called you out for spamming there. Naughty Nightbot. I shall spank you later. Bad Nightbot. Okay, time to die. Why are you dying, Schnooze? Pie. Pie, why you die, Pie? Hey, I am having a pretty smashing day, No Scope. How are you today? Are you having a smashing day? So we need our calculation press. Yep, there we go. And we can throw the calculation press in the top. And we can rip the redstone out. And the silicon circuits out. And then just give this to you. And you should just steadily just pump out silicon circuits. Which is good. That's not a problem. Oh, not silicon circuits, calculation circuits. You are having a smashing day. That is excellent. The question is, what are you smashing and why? Myself, I think I am currently smashing my way through this mod pack. I don't consider myself to be a fast player or to be a massively skilled player. But like I'm on the third chain of, sorry, I'm on the fourth chain of 5, and I've only been playing on the server for 3 days, 10 hours. Psycho's completed the mod pack at 5 days and 9 hours. I'd say I'm doing okay. Hey, 360 No Scope, welcome to the stream and the SSD. Please try to remember and carve out a small part of the SSD just for yourself. Hey, Barrett, welcome to the stream and the SSD. Please carve out a small corner of the SSD just for yourself. So, as far as Nuclearcraft goes, getting the fluids together is probably one of the more important sections. The thing we're going to do is combine this with the lithium-7. So we also want to get some lithium on the cook as well, because we want to combine this up with some lithium-7. Because lithium-7 is going to be what's going to give us our 20 millibuckets of nuclear fuel. Do you know Rizzler TV? I know what Rizzlers are, but I don't know. I haven't heard of Rizzler TV before, no. Do you know Ali A? Nope. I'm unfortunately a very disconnected member of the YouTube community and the streaming community. Hey, Samantha, welcome to the stream and the SSD. Please try to carve out a small corner of the SSD just for yourself. Welcome, 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 Samantha. I hope you are having a good day. Let's throw another 4 in there and just speed that up a little bit. Melt down a whole bunch of boron. How much boron have we got now? We've got 20 buckets. We're headed in the right direction. You can dot as many things as you like. So lithium dust we are going to smelt up. Smelt up a whole bunch of lithium dust so that we can do the same thing with lithium. Now what we can do is we can just use boron. We can use boron 11 and boron 11 side by side in the fusion reactor, I believe. So look at the fusion reactor's recipes. We can use a double load of boron 11 to run the fusion reactor. The other thing we can do is take this battery, because this battery is full, and we can go and run it in. I like dotting on Nightbot. Nightbot probably would win, but okay. And turn off extract on there, and turn off extract on there for now. So you've only got inputs on there for now. Because this is going to be what powers our nuclear fusion batteries. And nuclear fission batteries. I actually have the ender conduits on me. We're going to set you to insert only for now. And then we're also going to set this side to insert only for now, because I need to make sure there is enough output on the battery. When we turn all these sides into export, I need to make sure there is enough output on the battery that it's going to recharge it's going to charge all of our cells. Because what we don't want is we don't want any of the cells to be left uncharged, because that's going to cause problems with our fusion reaction. Excellent. And this is probably going to be the last bit of boron that I melt down for now. I think this is probably going to be more than enough boron. Which means we need to start doing lithium. Melting down that lithium. And really, to be honest, like, as far as I'm concerned, we're at a point where we've gotten most everything that we need. Silicon is probably going to be the next sort of big thing as far as kind of running out, because silicon is made from sand. I did watch someone, and they were gathering nether quartz to make silicon. And it's like, you're gathering nether quartz to make silicon. That's going to be expensive. That's going to be super expensive. Whereas in reality, you can just make silicon out of sand. You don't need to gather nether quartz or any of the really expensive things. Power pal legging is because I keep using the speed boost because it makes it easier to run around. And teleport, teleport, teleport. So, how are you doing with the pressing? About halfway through. That's good. And you're happily ticking away with no power gen. Just a safety. This is just a safety connection to stop it overheating. I wish you could use this corium. It's really interesting. Like the idea of it would interest me if there was the idea of melting down a reactor and then processing the corium out to make something, to make an interesting fuel or interesting power source maybe. Good, we're up to 28 buckets, which is what we would need. And then we need to make another tank. So we need to make another one of those tanks to provide us with space to store our lithium. That is already an advanced tank. We want to go up to an elite tank. Ah, we don't have enough reinforced alloy. So let's... Actually, we don't have much alloy left at all. Ooh. We need to go and process up some more alloys. So over here, you've processed me up a bunch of steel dust. That's quite useful. But I need iron, redstone, and diamond. So what we're going to do is say auto split is on. So let's say two stacks of ingots and 2 stacks of redstone. I think I have some speed upgrades actually hanging about that I stripped out of some of my other machines that I was using for processing. So let's throw some speed upgrades in here. 2, 3, 4. So it should be processing at triple speed now. That's good. Do you have your speed cards? You do have your speed cards. Excellent. Let's check our boron processing. Almost done. And we'll empty this guy out again because he's going to be full. Now, what about lithium 6? What use do we have for lithium 6? We can melt it down into molten lithium 6, which we can use in the fusion reactor with lithium 7 to get us a little bit of neutron fluid. Or we can use it with boron 11 to get a little bit of neutron fluid. So actually lithium 6 does have a use. Boron 10, not so much, but lithium 6 we do actually have a use for. I'm impressed, game. You give us a use for all the things. And there we go. And then we can throw this guy in with 8 of you. And that should give us a stack of those alloys. And then we can just throw in the rest of the iron and the rest of the redstone. And 7, 8, and there we go. That is all of those for the advanced alloys. We can throw the iron in, throw the redstone in, and throw some redstone blocks in, and that will allow it to process up this lot. That will also allow us to take our advanced tank up to an elite tank again, which, as you can see, has more than enough storage. It's up to 34 buckets worth of storage, so that's more than enough storage for our boron. Let's break you, and we'll swap you round to the other side of the tank and give you another tank, and we will say extract always active and insert. Have to be a little bit careful with that one, and we want the lithium 7 is what we're processing at the moment. We're processing up the slightly more valuable lithium. Recipe for the lithium 6. And we can head back over here and just switch in the silicon as well, because you're almost done. We can switch in the silicon when he's done. Hey, Envious, welcome to the stream. Envious, I'm probably going to be doing some Final Fantasy VIII tonight, just to try and finish up Final Fantasy VIII and get it out of the way. Silicon, silicon, silicon. Quartz glass, quartz glass. What am I missing? Ah, yeah, I'm missing the chips, that's why I've stopped. I'm sure you can, Envious. It's not exactly that thrilling. But yeah, we are going to be going up against Adele, who is the sort of who is the original sorceress. So throw in some more lithium. We'll continue to process that down. And yeah, we're starting to build up a stock of lithium-7 as well. So lithium-7 in the fusion engine and boron-10, I believe, is the best way of getting neutron fluid. So fusion, if we look at the fusion reactants, anything that creates neutron fluid usually creates either 1 or 2 5 mils. There's 10 mils from lithium-7 and tritium, but tritium is a little bit difficult to make. We have to electrolyze up heavy water, or we have to mix up lithium-6 and neutron fluid already. So tritium is a little bit difficult to make. Lithium-6 and hydrogen makes tritium, though. So we could do that if necessary. But for the most part, we're looking at a mixture of lithium-7 and boron-11, making us 20 millibuckets of neutron fluid per. Now, we are going to need storage for our neutron fluid, so we're going to need to make a few more tanks, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. The storage of the neutron fluid should be reasonably easy to arrange. And in the meantime, we are still just slowly ticking away, working on this quest to get all these 64k. All these 64k drives. We'll grab that silicon as well. I wonder if we can process up some more silicon. Time for a lapis lazuli part. Sand. We've still got 900 sand, so we can process up a bunch of silicon. And actually we have some silicon in here as well. So we can throw some more silicon in. We're going to need a bunch of silicon. Why so frown? And we've got a whole bunch of these redstone alloys now. These first scale enriched alloys. Just to help with crafting anything that needs them. I'm confused as to what's going on with Snuz. Don't know why he needs lapis. Maybe he's doing some enchanting. It's possible he's doing enchanting. How are we going? We're up to 8,000 millibuckets, as opposed to our 34,000 millibuckets of boron. But the more we can get running, the better. Silver proved you can contaminate over the internet. Did he now? So, as far as the reactor goes, I've never actually used the liquid fusion reactor. I always use the solid fusion reactor to get myself Californium 250 and make myself RTGs. I've never bothered using the liquid reactor to make neutron before. So, it's going to be an interesting experience. I know that we're going to need a couple of tanks to take the outputs. Why won't you accept? That's weird. I can make a basic tank. When I try to make it into a second stage tank, it's allowed me to do it previously, but it won't allow me to do it anymore. That is weird. So let's take alloy and iron. And let's go up over here and just have a look. Recipe for an advanced tank. Lets me do it in here. Very, very strange. Very strange indeed. So we've got 2 elite fluid tanks. And if we head down under here, we can head down to our reactor and we can set up these 2 elite fluid tanks with output as our output. Because we've got energy output all up the side here. And I think that should work. So then we've got these 2 fluid outputs here. One here and one here. And then we are going to grab fluid conduits. Ender fluid conduits. And we're going to say you, and we're going to say output always active. We're not going to say output always active on the other one because we want to get one full of whatever it's going to be full of first. Now, down here we've got efficiency by heat comparison. We've got void output overflow. We've got void leftover fluid. No, I don't want to void leftover fluids. And prevent input overflow. Yes, prevent input overflow. So hopefully that's what I want to do. And then I can take another ender fluid conduit. Like so. And set this to insert. And then if I put tanks on there and set them to extract, because it's a teleporting one, it should be able to provide both fluids to it at the same time. With a little bit of luck. Or with a lot of luck, I'm not sure which one. Not sure whether it's a little bit or a lot of luck, but it's luck. It's all luck based. How far are we now? We're up to 15, so we're halfway up to what we've got for this. And they use the same amount of each, so we want them to be roughly even. Might send a message to Zana. If you catch this before heading home, can you pick me up a little bottle of cola on the way home? Thank you, hon. There we go. So we're now looking at getting as much of this ready and processed as we can. The circuits should be mostly processed by now. The silicon should be mostly processed through by now. We're 2 stacks of silicon through. I'll get that all processed and then we'll set it up making circuitry again. And in the meantime, we're in a pretty good position, all things considered. Like, we've got pretty much everything we need, I think. The dimensional transceiver can come down here as well. We might use this to send power somewhere else. As far as power goes, I'm not really going to use any of this power. I have no idea how much RF it's going to output. It needs to output at least 23,000 RF per tick. Or 24,500 RF per tick to run the batteries. But once it runs its own batteries, I don't really care. I'm just using it to get the neutron fluid. So as long as it is running its own batteries, that's fine by me. It's achieving its goal. Where are we now? We're up to 19 buckets. Excellent. The other thing I want to do, I have a screen controller. And I also have a screen. Now if I look up the modules for the screen, What I want is I want the inventory modules. So there's a text module, inventory screen module plus. The inventory screen modules. I'm out of ink, so I need to go ink hunting. That's fine. We should be able to find squid reasonably easily. That's cows, not squid. So we are just going on a little squid hunt. I might be able to, or probably should set up a squid spawner. Because that's like one of the main things is just getting enough ink together for a lot of the stuff I want to do. As far as like the non-official things. The guy who runs this server, by the way, is doing a build contest on this server and any of the other servers that are being run at the moment by him and his friends. It's an interesting little build contest. It's got gaming as the focus, and I'm thinking about maybe doing a build. The build would probably be something along the lines of a tabletop game. I could do some nice chisel and bits build with it. Come on, squid. There must be a few of you around here somewhere. Yeah, literally no squid. Are you a squid or are you a cow? You are a cow. Wow. I mean, this is giving it time to process, but I am astonished that there are no squid. Squid! Okay, I'm definitely going to do a soul vial, and we're actually going to make a squid spawner, because this is, I think, the 4th time I've had to like fly around looking for squid. So I'm actually going to make a squid-powered spawner. It's a bit of a waste in a way to make a squid-powered spawner, but we're going to make a squid-powered spawner. Because I want that tasty ink. The /home command is available to everyone on the server. It's not favoritism. All the free stuff that Electrofried gives me, that's favoritism. At least work is progressing down to the mine. Work on your lighthouse. Ah, I see. That's what he's working on. So, screen here. I want my wrench. Do. There we go. And then I want to make... I will need a broken spawner, which I have a couple spare. I like that this now doesn't use 8 actual levels, it uses 8 levels worth of material. So, let's have a look where we are. We are at 23,000, that's fine, we can throw in another 21. And we're just processing up this last bit of lithium. I think this should get us enough neutron fluid. I'm hoping this gets us enough neutron fluid. If not, we can always just process up more lithium. I'm gonna make sure the battery, once we're producing enough power that we're running the thing self-sustaining, I'll just make sure the battery has enough.
Now to strike.
Hey Z-Man, welcome to the stream. How you doing, dude? Trick or treat, smell my feet, to give me something good to eat. If you don't, I don't care, I'll pull down your underwear. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I take it you are in the Halloween mood. doing a little bit of the Halloweens. Lots of people told me I should play horror games for Halloween. I'm not a fun person to watch playing horror games. I'm a very boring horror game player. Let's process up some of this stuff down here, and we'll see if we can make some more fuel. And we'll see if we can make some more powerful fuels. Let's grab... It's done it again. Ran out of energy just after I opened you. We're currently melting down lithium to start up a liquid fusion reactor and just going to hope it doesn't explode. That's what we're currently up to. We're currently in the process of hoping the thing that I've just spent the last 4 days building doesn't explode when I go to use it. Come on. Let me pull... Why aren't you letting me pull anything out? You are charged. Yeah. It's not letting me pull anything out at all. That's mildly concerning. Nope. Why would I blow up the TNT that's directly in front of my doors? That makes no sense. That's the kind of thing a mad person would do. Let's do the board. Oh, that's why it wouldn't allow me to pull anything out, because I had plutonium stuck in the output slot. That's why it wasn't letting me pull anything out. Got some Californium-252, that's fine. Californium-252 is actually kind of useful, because you can use Californium-252 to mix with 239, and you can actually make some of the really powerful items later on, some of the really powerful fuels, the really powerful RTGs later on. Use. Right, so let's see what fuels we can make out of this lot. The plutonium, we can make the higher grade fuel for the plutonium. A little bit of that. And we can also make the low grade fuel for the plutonium. A little bit of that. And we can also make the other low grade fuel for the plutonium. A little bit of that. Okie dokie. I don't think 238 is usable to make fuel. No, it's not. So that's fine. Americium, we can make a couple of those fuels. Uranium, we should be able to make a whole bunch of fuels. Hey, Bean Boys. And Neptunium. There's a whole bunch of that, and we can make a curium fuel as well, I believe. Or one of the other curium fuels. One of these curium fuels. There you go. So we've made ourselves a whole bunch of non-depleted fuels, which we can then throw into this guy to just provide another little bit of ticking over power. And the depleted fuels can be processed through while we're waiting for more lithium. How far are we along with the lithium? 31. So actually, we're not far off just having enough lithium as is. If you can get up to the Californium 239 and the Californium 252 together, you get a ton of Californium 250, which allows you to make these guys. Californium RTGs. My favourite thing in the game. Totally overpowered as hell. Hamsterman, welcome to the stream. How you doing today, Hamsterman? Why do I have treated sticks on me? You don't like soup. Good for you. I don't tend to eat soup, so I suppose we're on the same page there? I guess? I think? Hey, Gerald the Rock, welcome to the stream. How you doing, dude? So we're just melting this down to get this molten lithium going, and then we're going to turn on our molten fusion reactor. And watch the whole thing explode. Knowing my luck. Okay, so we want printed silicon circuits. So we want calculation circuits down there, silicon circuits down here, and then we want to give it a bunch of redstone. And that will make us a bunch of calculation circuits. Lovely. In the meantime, over here in U, we have a squid spawner. Do we have a powered spawner? We don't. Can we make a powered spawner? Powered spawner. We are missing 2 vibrant crystals, which means we are missing vibrant alloy ingots. So energized ingots and ender pearls. There we go. Oh. Turn you into alloy mode and make some vibrant alloy there. Is that all of our lithium? That's all of our lithium done. So that's 36 buckets and 34 buckets. So this is the slightly terrifying bit. Look outside your door. There's a giant pile of TNT outside my door. Hey. Shush, adverts. I'm going to get blinking. That's the problem with using non-copyright sound stuff, is a lot of non-copyright sound stuff has adverts. And you can get copyright struck for the bloody adverts. Your Minecraft died while you were fighting a spider. That sucks. Oh, this one I've heard a lot on non-copyright sounds. So. Wait, what? Where'd all my lithium go? Okay, the lithium went in straight away. That's good to know. So we've got 1 full bar. It's mildly frustrating because I now have lithium in both tanks. So I'm going to have to clear that. And I'm not sure why this extracted so immediately. But we've now got molten lithium and molten boron in there. We've now got molten lithium and... Where'd all the molten boron go? I've lost half my molten boron. Oh, it went into the other tank. Typical. In you go. No, you're not a sponsor for this video. And you can have a timeout. There we go. So now, this becomes the interesting bit. E-magnet's not powered. So, extract. 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 It's not extracting power from that. Curious. I do need the inside and the outside one to be linked. Question is, how do I get this to give power to the system? Can universal cables take power out? They connect. Oh! I have to do that. I see. Oh wow, it's completely drained the battery already. No way, that was supposed to last for way longer than that. And the E-magnets never got powered. One of my E-magnets is not powered. Oh, wow. I need to... And no, now the magnets are depowering themselves. Well, shizbots. I need more than one of these. I need more than a full-powered lithium. I need more than a full one of these guys. That's quite crazy. That is quite crazy indeed. So how on earth am I going to get more than a full powered... Because that, like... generally takes 8 vibrant banks to start a reactor. So 200 million. That's a little bit crazy, actually. So, need soul tune powder and a simple machine. Do I have any soul tune powder left? I have one left. So we should be able to make a simple machine casing pretty easily. See, that's the problem I have. Like, who has the use for billions of RF? That's why I've never bothered making these things before. Like, I've never once in my entire Minecraft history required a billion RF per tick. Like, ever. I've made it in the past. I've done it in the past for basically for the achievements and things, but I've never actually needed it. And now I need a zombie head to do my spawner. Even then, like, I've genuinely never 20,000 per tick, 20 to 50,000 per tick. I mean, even then, like, I suppose I'm just salty because I did this set this entire thing up, and so we could try and make another lithium ion battery cell. We do technically have everything we need to make a lithium ion battery. I am shocked. When did I get everything I need to make a lithium ion battery cell? What? That makes no sense to me at all. Okay, so let's do like input, 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 input. But again, why would you... Again, it's one of those things where, yeah, the endgame woot setups will eat it, but what use does an endgame woot setup actually have in the long term? It's like with Avarita. My big argument against Avarita is Avarita has no purpose. There's no real point to Avarita. Like, there's no boss to go and fight with Avarita. It's literally just a PvP trolls mod, Avarita is. Draconic stuff, yeah, draconic stuff. Shh. I suppose I'm just one of those people who doesn't play Woot can farm dragon. That's true. Woot can farm dragons. I concede to that, but as I said, like, I'm just one of the people who doesn't play to that degree of obsession. What point's there in playing Minecraft? That is a fair point, Grappass. So that's 128,000. Sorry, 128 million. That's 150 million, so we need another 50 million storage. Unfortunately, I don't have enough to make another lithium ion. Yeah, I don't have enough to make another lithium ion. So, what other storage could I use? I could use cells from... I could use these guys from Mechanism. Induction cells. Calculators in the pack. Again, like, I may not finish the pack because it gets to the point where I won't enjoy it. when it gets to the point of kind of like setting up a machine that, like, it's like with Mystical Agriculture. If I'm playing a mod pack that has Mystical Agriculture in, I tend to stop enjoying the mod pack right around the point where Mystical Agriculture kicks in full pelt. I just tend to stop enjoying the mod. It's like, okay, well, now I just shift right click and I have every resource in the game. And then to me it just starts to feel a little bit hollow. Like the beginning of this game, the beginning of this mod pack so far has been really interesting because everything's had a purpose. But once it gets to the point of just duping stuff and just duplicating things endlessly and things like that, I'll probably give up the mod pack because it's not for me. That part of Minecraft, the EMC, the those parts of Minecraft, EMC, Mystical Agriculture, things like that, they get very boring to me very quickly. It's hard to say exactly because, like, I don't mind Ex Nihilo or Modern Skyblock 3 or Sky Resources. It's not even that I mind Mystical Agriculture or mind Avarita. It's just that I don't enjoy those particular mods. I don't enjoy certain areas of Minecraft. So what was I doing? Storage. No, not up there. I clicked down here, game. There's another 4 of those, which brings us up to 32. We're getting there, slowly. As I said, like, it's not a case of... It's not even a case of it being, like, whether it has a purpose or not. It's just a case of there are just certain mod packs and things that I don't... Certain mods that I don't enjoy. And, like, no sort of qualms or quarrels with that, with, like... Other people will enjoy it. Like, I know so many people who are obsessed with Avarita as a mod. Like, they think Avarita is the best mod in the world. I genuinely have no interest whatsoever in playing an Avarita mod. Because if we look at the... It is a multi-block, but it's a reasonably cheap multi-block. We need steel and energy tablets. We're also going to need elite control circuits. Then we're going to need basic energy cubes. Lithium dust? Oh, lithium ore from... we have lithium dust. But yeah, there are just like certain things I don't enjoy when mod packs get to a certain stage of kind of like, okay, well, now things get silly. It just, I remember playing a mod pack that had Chaos Dragons and the bloody mobs get stronger the more you kill them thing. That was a pain in the ass. Craft of Titans. I actually played Craft of Titans through a certain distance. The beginning of Craft of Titans with the massive mob start was actually kind of interesting. But it says that each magnet it's weird because it says each magnet uses 200 RF per tick. And I calculated that out to be 26,400 or 25,600 RF per tick for this ring. And if it's 25,600 RF per tick for this ring, it should only be 512,000 RF per second. And this thing stores 64 million RF. So this thing should last for 128 seconds. This thing should last for 128 seconds of this running. It didn't last anywhere near that long. The reactor needs power too. Whoa, okay. Did not expect that bit. The reactor has an internal buffer it uses to heat up. Wow. Oh, recipe. Anyway, whatever. Good night. Night, Silver. Thank you very much for popping into the stream. And we'll grab one of you. So we have a 25,600 input and output, and we have one hell of a lot of storage in here. 1.6 giga-RF. So that's full. That's on its way to being full. Now you can fill that up. There we go. So that's going to fill up with, I think that's 1,600 million RF. So that's going to be a lot of RF in there. So we're going to have a whole bunch of RF. And this thing's output is, even with just the one output, we are able to output 25.6 thousand RF. So enough to max out the tube. So hopefully we're going to be able to do this time. So where are we with the storage disks? What are we missing for these guys? Redstone alloy. That's fine. Sand. Oh, silicon. Silicon. And redstone. So let's get another 4 5 stacks of redstone alloy running in the hopes that that will work. And yeah, we're going to make sure our reactor keeps running so that we're continually producing power. How are you doing? You've still got 4 of those fuels left. That's fine. Depleted, depleted. Only depleted 2 types of fuel so far. That's not too bad. Hey Rasha, welcome to the stream. How you doing? But yeah, like when it gets to the really sort of last parts of mod packs, I often find the final thing, the final challenges of kind of like, oh, make 45 billion RF per second. It's like, whatever. We should probably see if we can produce a little bit more molten lithium, actually. So let's grab our melter. How do you do mining in Minecraft? What do you mean, how do you do mining in Minecraft? What a strange question. What a very odd question to ask. Depends on the mod pack and depends on the equipment I have and depends on what I feel like doing. I will strip mine, I will do cave diving. Depends exactly what I'm looking for, and I'm going to get copyright strike for that advert as well. And this is why I don't do NC non-copyright sounds in my videos, because it's a pain in the ass. Because of the constant copyright issues. Yep. Let's get some more lithium 7 going on. Like either way round, I just tend to do it. I tend to vein mine just kind of however I feel like it at the moment. I don't tend to mine however I feel like. I don't tend to be like rigid about which way I'm going to be doing my mining. These RTGs are just slowly, steadily filling this up. I mean, it shows you how powerful RTGs are. These things have produced 22 million RF in just the time they've been sitting on this thing. And they've required no input from me, none of this running around gathering fuels and stuff like that. They just do it by themselves. I am most certainly an RTG fanboy. And we're probably going to need more sand processed into silicon, to be fair. I've strip mined a massive section of a desert. By the way, I've dug out a huge part of a desert. Looking to get enough sand to turn into silicon. Okay, so we've still got some silicon, we've still got some redstone. We are out of any of the other presses. I don't know which presses I'm actually going to need next. And this is where this mod pack kind of stumbles as a streaming mod pack, in that, like, I don't really know what to do next from a streamer's point of view, because a lot of it is just waiting around. Great mod pack. but stumbles a little bit here and there from a streamer's point of view, just because we need to have constant flow of content. I think actually SevTech was created for streamers, but I think SevTech makes the same thing. And maybe it's just my lack of skill in streaming. Maybe I'm just not a massively skilled streamer, and so I tend to lean on the games that I'm playing to sustain the stream. I actually left the Discord yesterday because I was kind of fed up with how sort of self-important several members of the Discord were. So I was like, I'm just going to leave. She'll burn through a few of them. This whole setup is kind of just being left fallow now. There's a single gold nugget in there for some reason. I think a pigman must have actually managed to make his way all the way over and stand in the crusher to give me a single gold nugget. That's quite funny. I quite like that. It isn't nighttime, so there's not going to be any zombies about, unfortunately. Or is it nighttime? No, I don't have night vision turned on, so it is not nighttime. There aren't going to be any zombies in the local area. For me to try and get a head off to do my zombie spawner. Few stacks of you, and then we can go to the ender grains farm, which is down here, and we can grab a few more stacks of ender grains. And then make some more of you. Need more gold nuggets, that's fine. And that will allow us to make more storage units until we run out of redstone alloy. And where are you? Are you finished? You are finished. But I have more silicon, which means I can throw more silicon and redstone in, make some more redstone alloy, make some more circuits. And you never know, I might eventually be in a position to actually complete one of these quests sometime within the next 2 months. So there's 3 more. Where are we 64k now? We're 35, so we are one 64k drive off being halfway there. And I've strip mined probably about 10,000 sand out of the desert to get that to that point. That's quite impressive. That's quite a lot of strip mining. How goes your storage filling? You're up at 56 million. And you are up to 30 million. Take one of your RTGs and just attach it to there, so that this guy has a little bit more of a consistent flow of RF as well. So we're just generating like silly amounts of RF. I mean, the funny thing is, you say that 20 to 50,000 RF from the liquid fusion generator is great, but with the amount of effort you need to put in to get there, I actually think personally that it's probably not that efficient a way of generating power. With the sheer amount of like oomph in the building of the fusion generator, sheer amount of time and resources, and just running the thing, having to perpetually be producing some kind of fuel for it. I mean, I know you can set up automated fuel producers. There are ways you can set up automated deuterium production, but even then, it's like that's going to be more along the 20,000 RF per tick range. I have a feeling I have other ways of generating 20,000 RF per tick. What fuels have you got left to burn? LEA. LEA burnt makes depleted LEA, which when refuel processed gets me a whole bunch of curium. Yeah, goes from americium to curium. Mechanism deuterium is a thing. It is. Mechanism deuterium is a thing, which requires mechanism heavy water. An electrolytic separator requires heavy water. I mean, I can get deuterium from electrolyzing water. So I can actually just get nuclear-craft deuterium from electrolyzing water. Mechanism heavy water. But to be honest, I'm not running it for power. I'm running it for completing the quest, for getting the neutrino fluid. And the thing is, everyone has different likes and dislikes in Minecraft. For me, getting into the whole end game of ridiculousness and ridiculous levels of this and that and the other, it doesn't interest me much. I mean, that's why the Vanilla Plus style start of this mod pack was really enticing. It was like, this is like Vanilla Plus. This is interesting, and I am doing interesting things. It's why I dropped Sky Adventures so quickly, because I've played an EMC-based Sky mod pack before, and it's exactly the same thing. And it, like, even with them stripping out loot bags, because actually, strangely enough, the first one I played, which was Sky Exchange, didn't have loot bags in it at all. But even then, you could set up a really powerful mob farm quite easily. And even in this one, with the loot bags, I mean, it's frustrating that they've actually left the loot bags in, but then made the loot bags kind of useless. But it's kind of like, okay, that's actually really not a particularly challenging or interesting mod pack for me. And I think it is one of those things where it comes to kind of getting to ridiculous numbers that my brain just goes, okay. Really, really big number. Gotcha. So we are now officially halfway through the 64Ks. I am definitely going to need more sand, considering that used up pretty much all of my sand getting that far. I'm also going to need more copper. That's a little bit scary, the idea that I'm going to need more copper, considering how much copper I had at one point. My guidance teacher just used a Guild Wars 2 as an example. Okay. Your guidance teacher is probably young enough to have played Guild Wars, and possibly even Guild Wars 2. So we're now up to... Electrified said that 8 vibrant capacitors is usually enough, so we need roughly about 2 million RF. 200 million RF. We're getting close to 200 million RF. We're not far off. We're not far off 200 million RF. So 8 plus, depending on depends how much you generate. Oh, so it's 8. It's 8 vibrant capacitors plus plus whatever you're generating being pumped in. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. Yeah, have all 22 of the speed things. 11,000 RF per second per tick. 11,000 RF per tick. God, good goddamn. That's a lot of RF. I mean, it's processing these nice and fast now. Oh yeah, pressure plates. I want some pressure plates. Pressure plates. Pressure plates. Make a stack of pressure plates. And then let's go down to my TNT pile. And just, you know... Dang it. Hey, slime. Bye, slimes. This looks like slightly like a war zone now. This has a lot of craters in it, this area of my... just outside my base. Has a lot of craters in it. Don't know why creepers spawn so often in swamps. But creepers definitely spawn pretty commonly in swamps. Seemingly more commonly than in other parts of the world. Ooh. Hey, creepers. Stay away from my TNT pile, please. As you can see, we had a mild accident while building the TNT pile at one point. Don't mind me. I'm just slowly losing my brain. So there's my TNT pile. We have a zombie head now, which is useful because we can now set up our ink spawner. So we need zombie head, solarium, silicon. Not silicon, silicon. We need one more silicon, unfortunately. Dang it. Stone. Grind up stone for sand, please. Or gravel. And then grind up gravel. Or sand. And then grind up sand, because I need some silicones. Thank you. And then some redstone. So skull. And there we go. And that should make us a head. And that should be everything we need for the spawner. So we can set up a squid spawner. There we go, a powered spawner. And if we look at spawners, we should have a squid one. Excelente. And there we go. One costs 16. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we can make you into a squid spawner for that lovely, lovely ink. And we can add you into the mob farm. Probably just by doing... No, come on. No, stop trying to jump. Go in the hole. There we go. And then if we shimmy our way this way a bit, and we go output redstone signal. Then if we teleport down into the mob farm again, and we turn this on, we should get slimes and squids. Oh, we need a capacitor, of course. Capacitor. Use. Let's make a grade 2 capacitor for you, because why not? Why not, I say. We want to make you active with the signal and do that, and then you should slowly spawn us squids. And that will give us a source of ink. Now we're also draining ooh, that gave us 8 ink. Nice. We're also draining power into the storage mechanism, so I don't expect to gain lots. I like the fact that they die in the wall, actually. That's quite cool. How much you willing to pay for lapis? Dang it, I was hoping to, you know, filch some lapis. Full tank, and I do need to go and grab more sand. We will take you, because you're finished. Yeah, we'll take you downstairs and attach you to the reactor again. Just to make sure that both of our fuel tanks are full. There we go. We have 32,000 or 32 buckets of each fuel. Oh! Oh, hello. 76,800,000, or was that 7,680,000 RF? I see. It does have a storage thing. So we're up to 139 million RF in our induction matrix, which is good. And this guy is slowly ticking up. So while those are ticking upwards, I think what I will do is I will head to the desert that I've been using as my sand mining desert. And I think I'll mine up another inventory's worth of sand. Another like 3,000 or so sand. In the meantime, we can go past the lighthouse. Ooh, very like artesian. I'm surprised you haven't built yourself a storage scanner, to be fair, but... Stealth my way in and around. Now, where is Snooze? A pie. Trying to shove pie into the pit. Night, Electrified. Thank you very much for popping into the stream. Okay, let's go off grab some sand while we are powering up our power. I was really hoping that we'd get the fusion generator going on this stream, but I've been streaming for 2 hours and I haven't got the fusion generator going. I really did not realise it was going to take that much power. Or else I would have set up a capacitor to charge up much, much sooner. So this is my mining desert. As you can see, this is one of the strips that I have been mining. I always manage to get here in the middle of the night, by the way, for some reason. Now I've got a magnet on, so the magnet will pull all of the sand towards me. Thankfully. But yeah. Not my fault. I did not push snow. I did not do that. Let's just continue our mass sand mining session. I'm improving my death count. What? I'm mildly confused, Pi. No, I'm not mildly confused. I'm very confused. We're almost at a full inventory of sand. And we are now at full inventory of sand because we have sand flying around us. We can put a full inventory of sand away. like so. And then we can continue mining to get another full inventory of sand. Because apparently a full inventory of sand costs half a fuel tank. So why not make it 2 full inventories of sand? If anyone comes to this desert, it is just completely ravaged. Fully and completely ravaged. Don't ask me why I've done this ridiculous amount of damage to this desert. It's just the way I'm doing it. I mean, I did see someone collecting nether quartz to do the same quest, the silicon quest, and that kind of astonished me. I didn't quite understand why someone would collect nether quartz to do it. I could actually use my builder to do this. There's a thought, actually. I have a builder in here, don't I? So let's have a look. Builder. What do you have in you? You have a shape chamber card, that's fine. Quarry cards. A clearing quarry. Yes. Why did you put pressure plates on TNT? 'Cause. So I want it to be like 6 blocks deep and then like 32 by 32 with no offset. And that makes it so that it's going to go all the way down to this layer. That's fine. And we have an output. We don't have an output. We have an output on the underside of it. That's fine. And then we need a lever. What you doing in my base? Question. Selling food for emeralds. So you don't disapprove of my slavery? My slavery. So let's take the card out and let's go... Which direction do I want to go? I want to go positive in this direction. So let's go 32 blocks that way. It's just going to dig out this area now and remove all the sand from here. Yeah, I'm making a mess of this desert. But that's okay, because I need the sand to make silicon. Oh, there we go. I wouldn't call it a better place. It's not sandy anymore. $10,000 sand eaten. More to go. Oh! Okay, we can actually create service bleef. Service bleef is an actual thing with builders. Okay, that's actually like I've never thought about doing that before. That's actually pretty cool. And I have one more half inventory worth of sand. I'm just doing snooze now. Bye, snooze. Oh, I'm such an asshole sometimes. I'm such a grade A backside sometimes. Oh, that was funny. Okay, so let's see, first off, how much power we've got now. How much have we burnt through on our fuel? Okay, we've burnt through some more of our fuels. That's good. Head towards some more Californium RTGs. On Modern Skyblock 3, Californium RTGs were 4,000 redstone flux per tick because Nuclear Craft was very late game and they wanted it to actually be useful. So 4,000 redstone flux per tick for the Californium RTGs, and I ended up with just over 150 of them. But then also fuels didn't take 5 minutes to process. Fuels took about 30 seconds to process. They very much did want you to head for the RTGs, because the actual Nuclear Craft fuels didn't last long at all. Generated a hell of a lot more power per tick, but didn't last long at all. So where are we looking at this? We've got 246 million. That's not too bad. And we've got another 64 million and almost 64 million. So we're headed there slowly. I wonder if I take one of you guys and I just pop you like into here. Do you slowly start filling up that? Okay, so you actually allow the temperature to go up slowly. So I can actually just give this thing RTGs and it will very slowly up the temperature. Not fast enough for the reaction to get going, but very, very slowly up the temperature over time. That's 9 Kelvin per tick. That's not bad, actually. And this is just still steadily ticking up. So we've got our induction matrix here, which is up to 250 million. We've got 64 million here. We've almost got another 64 million here. We are actually starting to get the heat going up slowly by itself. We need to get the E-magnets powered before this heat hits 8,000 though. But it's going up very, very slowly. As to generating the... No, come on. As to generating the storage cells, we're currently just in the process of melting copper down to make more copper in copper electron tubes. Hey, Jared TV. There we go. I eventually figured out what name you were supposed to have. Which is not an insult towards your name, it's just an insult towards my ability to use logic. So we now need to use some of that sand we gathered to make a bunch of silicon. So we're going to actually fill our inventory out with sand, and we're going to make silicon out of all of it. Like that. He actually paid me an emerald in exchange for using his villager. For using my villager. I just stole a random villager from a village, and now I think he's the third person to come along and use my villager for trades. I paid the tax. Nice tax. Hey, Jared TV, welcome to the stream and the SSD. Please try to carve yourself a little corner of the SSD, all your very own. So we've got enough silicon here to start off with a few things. Storage disk wise, we've only got 37 64K ME storage components. So we've done the HDP 640 HDP sheets. We've done the 64 maximum capacity machines. We've done the 84 ultimate control circuits. We just need to do the 72 storage components and the neutron fluid. Now, the backlog for the storage components at the moment is we're currently running out of capacitors and redstone alloy. Now, I think at the moment we just made a whole bunch of capacitors, so at the moment what we're running out of is the redstone alloy. Yeah, we're running out of redstone alloy very quickly. So we just need to get all of this processed up, and then we can start processing some redstone alloy through it. Fusion reactor wise, I'm going to build up a nice big backlog of power, make sure we've got plenty of power going out, and then we will plenty of power available, and then we will see whether or not we can actually activate our This is a mod pack called Mass Production. It is a mod pack that focuses around the idea of having these big macro goals, like 900 charcoal in the first stage, 400 electrum wire in the second age, 64 nether stars in the third age, and 4 buckets of neutron fluid in the final age. It focuses on these big macro goals and then just lets you achieve the macro goals within kind of what mods you have available as you want. It's a stage mode mod pack, so the early game you have access to less mods. You have access to quark, bonsai, and one other quark piping, I believe, on the very first stage, but then you very quickly gain access to immersive engineering and RF tools, and then into Ender.io, and finally into nuclear craft, and then draconic. Hey, Quaxar! The developer of the mod pack is actually a reasonably regular frequenter of my streams, but he's just gone to bed. You're listening to The Purge, are you, Farron? Good for you, I suppose. And this will get us some Californium 250. So Californium 250 is a... does it not? Oh no, this one just gets us Curium. Oh, maybe it's Curium that gets us... maybe it's Curium that gets us Californium in the long run. Use, let's make you into that, and use, let's make you into that. We actually have, we don't have enough to make any HE fuels. Got enough to make LCM, and LCM when fused down will make us a tiny bit of Californium 249. If we make HCM and we burn that up and then fuel process it down, that gets us Californium 249 as well. Oh, it's not that difficult. It's one of these mod packs where I think I'm probably not going to finish the mod pack, just because of the kind of the final goals being so extreme. But for now, at least, it's not been a challenging mod pack. It's been quite interesting. So there we go. There's another 64 million. So we can set these guys to output here, and we can put 2 cables coming out. I'm actually going to grab some conduit and do this, and then add the RTGs on here, like so. And that will continue to fill that up. Make sure that this isn't getting too high on the temperature. Yeah, we're slowly ticking up the temperature. Very, very slowly ticking up the temperature. We need to get this up to 80,000 Kelvin. Oh, sorry, 8 million Kelvin. And that will allow us to do the fusion reaction. It's currently at 71,000 Kelvin, which isn't too bad. But this is just a way so that we don't necessarily need to fully up the energy storage before when we go to run this thing. Now I'm hoping this thing will run beautifully efficiently and make me a ton of power, and also produce me a ton of neutron fluid. Because what we've got is we've got 32 buckets of each, and if we look up the use, I think it's 144 of either one makes 10 millibuckets. So if we do 64,000, which is the two together, divided by 144, and then times by 10, that's how many millibuckets we should get, which is 4,400. I need 4,000 millibuckets for the quest. So I'm hoping this actually figures out the way I thought it was. Are you looking at the right depth? Also, if you're near me, my digital miner might be stealing it all. Watch out, Phil Swift is coming for your buckets. No, not my buckets! Not my buckets. So let's place you down here. with those two set to output, and place you down here with those two set to place to output. So then we'll best be able to cable up into this immediately. And we'll cable from this one as well. Yep, that's still ticking up steadily. I think I'm probably going to wait for it to get about half full, which will be about 800 million. And that should be more than enough to get our generator going, especially with it being ever so slightly pre-charged on power. 800 million should be more than enough to activate the generator. In the meantime, let's strip the copper out of here. And we'll go and get some more copper tubes making for our capacitors. Let's throw a bunch more copper in there. Because we need the copper tubes to make the capacitors anyway. Excellent. And while the copper tubes are making, we'll make some redstone alloy once we've finished cooking all of the gold, which we just finished cooking. This is my secret mine. You can use it. Checking on the map to see if they're in my storehouse. No, no, they're not. Okay. Suspicious. We've got 154 silicon in here. That's 2 stacks. And then we've got a whole bunch of silicon in here. Still sounds a bit like a sci-fi movie when a pro is solving big problems. I am not a pro, my friend. If you are worried about me being a pro, I am not a pro in any way, shape or form. As proven by the fact that the first 2 hours of this stream were basically me making mistakes. We've got some more depleted LEA and a little bit of depleted LEP, which is plutonium and americium based fuels, which should get us berkelium and curium, I believe, when I break them down. Because pros never make mistakes. Oh, pros make mistakes, but very rarely on TV. No, it's all right. You don't have to. You don't have to apologize for calling me a pro. It's very, very nice of you to suspicious. Oh, nice, nice quack. You don't have to apologize for calling me a pro. It's just that I'm not good at games. I am very, very bad at games. And there we go, lots of curium from the americium. Ready to be used later on. You're the most pro ever. Sure you are. Sure you are. You is the most proest person ever to exist, I'm sure. Let's do on you insert only. And let's have a little bit of a look. We're currently receiving 5,000 RF, 5,000 RF per tick? No, 5,000 RF per tick every other tick, which is slightly odd. I'm not sure why we're receiving 5,000 RF per tick every other tick, but let's do that. Does that stabilize the input? That does. So what if I put you here? So it's something to do with this guy. Is it to do with the fact that these will have linked into him? Nope, it's just to do with that guy. So apparently just like that guy just for some reason is doing alternate ticks at the moment. How are we doing? We are up to 110. It's slow going, I'll give it that. But I was told that 200 million RF is enough. And we're up to 420 million RF. Should we give it a go? Should we give it a go when we get to 5 million RF, maybe? Let's do... I need my configurator, I believe. Configurator. And I need to set it to energy. There we go. So these guys are now going to be outputs. So we're going to output from here. And then we're also going to output from here. So, if this doesn't work, by the way, I'm going to have to call the stream because I'm just going to have to wait for the power to charge up again. If this doesn't work, but here we go. Power's going down slowly. We can give that to there and give this in just to add additional power generation into the system. The electromagnetic batteries are charging and activating. How are you doing? You've still got 200 million in you, and you've got double outputs, so you're outputting at the max rate, I believe. Yep, you're outputting at the max rate. That's fine. No, why did you turn off? Why did you turn off? That you shouldn't turn off. Why did you turn off? Is this literally because I have to power up? Yeah, cut it. It's not doing it. I think it's literally because I have to get this thing up to temperature first. I think it's because I literally need to get this one thing up to temperature first. Because otherwise the reaction won't start. I mean, I'm surprised the E-magnets are still sitting happily green. Obviously not all of them are green because it says they're not powered, but... Yeah, wait a second. I would need to do this to power the corner ones, of course. Because the corner ones are not accessible from the inside. Droid, are you ever interested in RPG Maker made games? Not especially. I have nothing against Japanese RPGs, but the RPG Maker style stuff, I very rarely found one that I found entertaining, shall we say. I very rarely found one that I found really, really engaging. No, come on, stop. Give me this. Thank you. God damn it, this is just hard to navigate at the moment. Partially my own fault, but... Okay, so yeah, we definitely have to get this up to temperature first. That's one of the issues we've got, is that we need to get this up to temperature first. So if I take like all three of you, what other games do you play? I play Final Fantasy. I I play Overwatch. I play a whole bunch of different games. Give it some spicy meatballs to get its temperature up. Yeah, I'm... Wow, okay. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting mechanic of trying to get this up. I'm going to have to produce a lot of power. I'm going to have to store a lot of power. And then I'm going to have to sort of provide that power to this guy. And then provide it to the magnets at the right time. Could you do a Trav series? I have no idea what Trav is. Trav game, maybe? Trav just gets Travel Lodge. Travinkle. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Not a clue what it is. And then the power starts going down because I'm not generating enough. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to call the stream here, guys. Oh, it's Diablo 2 clone. Oh, you're someone who works for it because it's only got 10 hours of registered. No wonder I've never heard of it. Apparently it's only got 10 accounts. Average number of players, 10. Average number of players on Travinkle is 10, apparently. Yeah, I'm probably going to call the stream here because, yeah, I need to think about how I'm going to generate enough power that this thing is actually going to be functional. No wonder I've never heard of it with only 10 players. I'm going to have to try and consider how do I get this thing to be a functional generator if it needs this much power. So, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I have been the Gaming Droid. This has been mass production, and I'm just trying to get enough power together to get this bloody thing started. So, fingers crossed, we will get to the point where we can get this bloody thing started. To get this thing up to temperature seems to eat like hundreds of millions of RF to get this up to temperature. So, we'll just have to have a look at seeing if we can find some way of getting it up to temperature. I've been the Game Droid, this has been Match Production, and I will see you all in my next stream, which is probably going to be Final Fantasy VIII. Bye, everybody. How many do we have watching? We have 10 people watching. Can we stick around and do a raid, maybe? If we've got 10 people watching, why don't we raid someone? Why don't we raid a nice little streamer? Someone I don't know, someone who needs a little bit of a boost in their viewers. Yeah, sure. I don't know this guy. He's playing some stone blocks. So he's playing a little bit of Minecraft. And he's a very, very small streamer. So why don't we do a little raid on this gentleman, a member of BSO7. Please join me on the raid. please stick around on his channel, say something in chat, say hello, give him a high five, just interact with him a bit. Sometimes it can be a little bit hard if you are streaming just by yourself. So thank you very much everyone for watching. I've been the Gaming Droid. Please join us on the raid, and I will see you all in another stream. Raiding in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's where we go and pester someone else. Basically, when I end stream, I send you all off to go and pester somebody for me. Bloop.
Cheers.